Leo Buscaglia.
I have this little poem on my desk, and I want to share it with you.
From Sacramento, KVIE presents Leo Buscaglia.
Speaking of love.
My name is Felice Leonardo Buscaglia, and I love it, but you can call me anything you like. That's order business number one.
Inevitably, if I'm on a talk show or something, somebody has got to say, this is Dr. Buscaglia. He has a PhD. You know, that sort of makes it respectable that I'm there talking about love. You know, who needs a PhD to love? Mama had a 5th grade education. She was the biggest, most wondrous lover I've ever known. All 200 pounds of her. She was gorgeous, and she didn't need a PhD.
I kind of think of the concept of getting away from I and me and getting into the wonderful experience of us and we.
Every time I'm interviewed, people say to me, you're advocating loving everyone. And it seems to me that that is unrealistic. You know, and my answer to them is, well, whom would you suggest that I discard?
The phone rings and I say, hi. And this person says, hey, Buscaglia, where is this thing called love? I live in a little apartment house on Melrose, and I'm all alone. And I don't have the guts or the knowledge about how to break out. Where is it? And so, you know, it doesn't bother me then to go someplace and say, let's talk about love, I don't care. And if you think I'm crazy, that's wonderful, because, you know, when you think I'm crazy, that gives me lots of leeway for behavior. I can do almost anything, and you say, oh, he's just crazy, you know, Buscaglia.
It occurred to me the other day that I've been talking about love for 25 years. And you know, I'm as enchanted, as mystified, as excited as the first day I stepped before an audience to talk about it. You know, in love class, I used to have a simple exercise. Here, remember, 22-year-old university kids, and I'd say to them, what is the color of your mother's eyes? And you know that 80% of them weren't sure. 22 years with this incredible woman, and they didn't know what the color of her eyes were. I'd say, go home, take her cheeks in your hands. What are you doing? Shut up! I want to look at your eyes, Mama. And really, if you love, you're considered naive. If you're happy, you're considered frivolous and simple. Think about it, when you hear people having a good time, you think they either must be drunk or worthless. Good grief, do you realize that's the way we respond? And we come home and say, this was a perfect day because everything went my way. You know, it's made a big difference in my life to begin to define a perfect day as a day in which, through some power of mine, I was able to make a day better for you. You know that I make it mandatory that everybody in my classes get out of themselves and get into other people. Go out and do something for someone. You begin to find out who you are when you are selfless. True, most of us really don't like ourselves. And if push comes to shove, you would much rather be someone else. And that's a pity, because you can't be. No matter how hard you try. What you are is what there is. Hug it. Love it. Stand before the mirror and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sweetest one of all? You are, you sweet old thing.
In love class, one evening, we always went through insightful things, and one girl said, insight! Well, when that happens, everything stops. You know, everything stops for insight. We said, what is it? She said, now I know why I'm so miserable all the time. It's because I expect to be loved by everybody, and that's not possible. I can make myself the most wondrous, the most delectable, the most magical, the most juicy plum in the world. And there may be people that are allergic to plums.
The only thing you can give to anybody else, including those people you love with a passion, is what you are. So if you dedicate yourself to making yourself the most wonderful, the most incredible, the most unique, the most magnificent person there is, not to stand in front of the mirror, but to give it to everybody else. That's a beautiful goal in life. I want to give a perfect me.
Go ahead and put it off. Go ahead and wait for tomorrow. If there's something that needs to be done, you do it now, because tomorrow may never be there. And especially is that true in human relationships. Don't wait. The time for life is now. The time for love is now. The time to do is now, not tomorrow.
I'm convinced that we're all dying of loneliness because nobody looks at us. They look through us, they look around us, they look under us. They do things for us when all we really want to do is be seen.
R.D. Laing, the wondrous psychiatrist, says, we think much less than what we know much less than what we love much less than what there is, and to this precise extent, we are much less than what we are. But if we can get this stuff together, we can become all that we are. And only then can you say, I am becoming. I am a lover because I give you all that I am with no smoke screens. I'm a genuine plum. And I give myself free.
If you're generous, you're considered suspect. Everybody's saying, what's in it for him? What's he doing? Why is he giving that away? We're expecting something back. If you're forgiving, you're considered weak. And if you're trusting, you're considered a fool. Well, if all of these wonderful values are put down in our culture, then where are kids going to learn? So it's about time that we start becoming militant as lovers.
Your potential is limitless. We've never been able to find a limitation to human potential. You can learn to touch like you've never touched before, look like you've never looked before, hear like you've never heard before, feel like you've never felt before, do like you've never done before. And after you've done it, you realize you're nowhere. You've got all more and more and more and more, all to give away. How fantastic.
I've been so thankful for my life. To me, life has been a continual celebration. And I've seen my life and all the wonder in it as God's gift to me. And how I've lived it and shared it and enhanced it is my gift to God. And I've strived really in my lifetime to make it a perfect gift. And if I've failed, at least God knows I've tried. Thank you for sharing this time with me.